total bummer, bro.
I'll build you another one.
So the first thing I did was grab my favorite surfboard, take measurements, and model it up in 3D modeling software. Since I only had access to smaller blocks of foam, I decided to design the surfboard in 2 separate pieces. Also, I wanted to keep the machine 2-dimensional. The first step is we mount our Indie Shield to our Arduino. The Indie Shield is going to control our drivers, which are going to take power from the power supply unit. The stepper motor attaches to a coupling, which spins a ball screw. Ball screw is going to turn, and that's going to push our spindle back and forth on a set of sliding rails. Alright, let's slap this stuff together and hear this baby purr. Ah, there it is. That's what I imagined disturbing a nest of hornets would sound like. And then I set the machine to cut a couple of surfboards, and I left the machine for a couple of hours, and then it connected to Skynet and began to collect people and put them inside of people pens. Okay, wait guys, I'm sorry, it's actually worse. The data cable was sitting too close to the power cable, and because of interference from the electromagnetic field caused the data to become corrupted and the machine went off course. When I came back, the whole room was filled with smoke. The spindle started cutting into the wood. It completely burnt out the spindle, and I almost caused a fire. So I made some slight modifications to the machine, I rebuilt it, and after the new spindle came, I continued butchering good foam. I started to get some shapes that began to look like surfboards, and then I had the machine cut out holes for the fin boxes. So after a few attempts, we ended up with a prototype. But was she seaworthy? Was this project a DIY disaster, or was it a success? But first, a quick advertisement from this video's sponsor. Primary Electric helps to keep the lights on the Hawaiian Islands. I had a wonderful opportunity to do a ride-along with Jordan and the crew. Jordan has over 10 years of experience in electrical, and he's a real craftsman at his trade. It was really cool to see him in his zone doing his thing. It's a pleasure to follow him around while he's working because he knows a lot of stuff about electrical. And if you live on the Hawaiian Islands, I mentioned DIY Disaster for a 10% discount. So if your lights go out, give Primary Electric a shout. Was this project a DIY disaster, or was it a success? The machine was a success. It was definitely a light CNC milling machine. It wouldn't have been able to cut wood, but for our purposes it worked. One of the biggest flaws of this machine was the spindle. It's quite small, and even for cutting foam, it took days to cut a shape. So the surfboard shape was good, it paddled well, but the problem with the surfboard is it was too heavy. Because the surfboard was made from 2 pieces, there were gaps where too much resin got into it and it became too heavy. Also, the surfboard didn't have the flex of a regular surfboard. So that being said, I would not pick up this surfboard and ride it if I had other surfboards to ride. So in this case, it's a DIY disaster, but it was a lot of fun and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in seeing me build bigger, better, and cooler stuff, please hit like and subscribe. It'll really help me get to my goal of just building really crazy things.